I'm alive! Hi, guys! So, well, I've been gone because I've been reading Gone with the Wind for an entire semester, and, 959 pages of fun and greatness and all that good stuff. So let's just start with the obvious. Was it worth it? Was 959 pages worth it? Yes. Yes, it was. I'm going to attempt to tell you why, because I know it sounds ludicrous. Reading a book for 4 months sounds crazy, but it was totally worth it, and I am going to tell you why. So, first of all, Gone with the Wind is it's a weird mixture of stuff. It's part like those cheesy chick flick novels that you see and buy in the grocery store, with the guys, you see a shot of their abs and that's it, and there's like a romance. It's part that, and then you have like part history textbook and part like psychological book, because it's literally about a narcissist. It's all these things mashed together in this really interesting mixture that I can easily say that I have never witnessed before in a book. So let's just dive right into it. The main character is Scarlett O'Hara. She is a Southern belle living, when the story opens, which of course, it spans a lot of time, over 10 years actually. When the story opens, it's pre-Civil War, American Civil War, and she is a Southern belle, and she's got all of her beaux around her just flocking to her, and, everybody loves her and everything, but she doesn't really like all of these other men that she has flocking around her. She likes one man in particular. This man is named Ashley. And oh my gosh, Ashley is everything she's ever wanted. She's like 16 when the story opens. Ashley's everything she's ever wanted. He's like this handsome, sort of, not rugged, he's more polished. He like sits in his house and reads books and talks about poetry and stuff like that. He's just so mysterious, and she hates poetry, and she hates basically every word that comes out of his mouth, but he's so mysterious and like, oh wow, what is he talking about? He sounds so intelligent too. But anyway, so she wants to get with him, but he's going to marry his cousin, as is the family tradition, and this girl's name is Melanie. Melanie becomes a big character in their story, and she kind of is one of those kind of characters that sneaks in the back door, like you don't think she's going to be important, but she is. Melanie is completely sweet. She has not one mean bone in her body, and unlike Scarlett, who flies into tantrums just all the time, she will only get her way. If she does not get her way, it's not okay. Things are bad. And the other important character that is big in the story is named Rhett Butler, who is sort of a scallywag kind of character. He is very affluent, and he presents himself very nicely and everything, but he's actually very, he gets his money by not always the most legal of means kind of guy. He's kind of shady. So anyway, that's the main cast of characters that you have, and there's so many characters, as you would assume, being a nearly 1,000-page book. Also, it's omniscient person, that the narrator is omniscient, so we get side characters who all of a sudden have like thoughts and feelings, and you're like, oh wait, they have thoughts and feelings too. It's mostly from Scarlett's point of view, but you do get some stuff on other people, which makes the book even longer. But why is it worth it? Why is it worth trudging through? The character of Scarlett, usually in books, you want to have a likable main character that you want to root for and pull for. That's usually the way of tackling the book that the author comes from. They usually want to make you like the main character and then have a bad guy. This book does not work that way. Scarlet is the bad guy. Scarlet is the person that you hate. You don't like her at all. But for some reason, she just sucks you in because her motivations are so confused, and she herself is so confused, that you become interested and invested in her as a person. You want to know what the heck she's going to do next, because she is just completely off the wall kind of person. She can do whatever the heck she wants. And so you really want to know, is she going to get Ashley away from Melanie? Is she going to be able to survive through the Civil War? Like, you know, which she's in the South. It wasn't very good. She's in Georgia. You know, is all of this going to turn out well for her? Are she going to get her comeuppance? That's what you want to know. And you really are pulling for her to get her comeuppance, I think. At least I was. And so that propels you through this 1,000-page book. And all the side characters are super interesting. It really is very, you know me, realistic. It's very... These people you can imagine actually existing. And the fun thing is that even though it's an omniscient narrator, as I said, you really don't understand a lot of the characters' motivations, the other characters' motivations, until later on in the story. And so that adds another layer of interest, because you're like, okay, not only am I understanding more about Scarlet, I'm understanding more about the other characters who are equally as interesting as Scarlet. So the book is very rewarding as you continue to read it. You continue to understand and peel through all of these layers like an onion. It's very well written. I read some books that are very long. I've read some of the Game of Thrones series and stuff like that. There has never been a book that has captured my interest and held my interest that is this long so well as this book. It really does just keep you going throughout the entire book. Now, it did take me 4 months because I didn't have a lot of time to be reading it. The semester was terrible. But it's definitely worth picking up. It's definitely worth your time, and I think that if you take the time to read it, you will be absolutely rewarded by it. There is, of course, a movie also that you can watch if you're not as interested in diving into a nearly 1,000-page book, or maybe you just want to see kind of what happens to see if you'd be interested in reading the book. The movie is good, and it sticks to the book fairly well, and it's just gorgeous, beautiful golden age of cinema era, just absolutely great. I think though that the book is so packed with character development and all of that kind of stuff that the movie just wasn't able to capture. So even if you do watch the movie, the book is going to be still the better choice for sure. I really wish, just going off on a little tangent here, I really wish that someone would do like a BBC-style miniseries with this. I think it would be great just to capture all of the little details that this book has in it. It would be really, really good. I hope somebody takes up that mantle someday and gives us something that I think would be really great for the book. So anyway, that is Gone with the Wind. I hope that you guys get a chance to read it someday. It's not a chore. It's a commitment, but it is certainly worth the time. Speaking of commitments, I'm still reading things through my list of books that I love. I know that I said I was hoping to do it in a year. At this rate, it'll be more than 2 years. But regardless, I would really like to continue doing that. And so, let's see what the next book is. I've already started it. It is called The Greatest Game Ever Played. based on a really, well, no. There was a really good movie based on it, and this is a really good book, at least so far. But, I mean, I've read it before, and it was really good, so I expect it'll continue to be really good. Alright, guys. I will see you again sooner than this time was. I promise. Bye-bye!